Good morning, students. We are on the continuation class of the last class. We have seen in the last class about Unit 4, that is epidemiology, and the today's topic from the same unit is levels of prevention. You must have seen this famous quote in every areas of health aspects, that is, prevention is better than cure. So what do you actually mean by prevention? What does this term prevention means? The term prevention that means to prevent, that means to eradicate, to stop, or to completely finish. This is the meaning of the prevention. We'll see the definition of disease prevention. Activities designed to protect patients or their members of the public from actual or potential health threats and their harmful consequences. Or prevention is the action aimed at eradicating, eliminating, or minimizing the impact of disease and disability. So here the disease prevention means to completely remove or reduce or completely cure the person from the disease condition. That means the prevention of disease. This is the definition. Then here we'll see the levels of prevention. So mainly there are 4 levels of prevention. The first one is primordial prevention. Then second is primary prevention. Third is secondary prevention. And the fourth is tertiary prevention. So see here in the chart, or you can say in the diagram, in the form of flow chart. The first one is primordial prevention. So here the primordial prevention means that this stage of primordial prevention, the person is completely fit and fine. He has no disease condition. But as the age progresses, as the person grows and becomes older, so there are chances that he might get sick. So reduce those chances to get sick, we can occupy certain lifestyle. We can have certain restrictions to our daily routine that will keep the person fit and fine. That is primordial prevention. You can take an example. Whenever the child is born, with the birth of the child, we make the child to get vaccinated against tuberculosis, then sneezing, cough. So many vaccines are given to the child. Why it is essential to give vaccine to the child? In order to protect the child from the future disabilities or future infections. So in those cases, we are giving the vaccination to the child. That is called the primordial prevention. We are protecting the child from the risk factors that can happen in the future. Then the second one is primary prevention. Here also the person is not affected with the disease, but he is having chance of getting affected. So we are trying to reduce those risk factors. Then we'll see the secondary prevention. Here the person has been affected, but he is not knowing. So for this we need the early diagnosis and treatment. That means whenever there are certain signs and symptoms occurring in the body, that is, you can say if the person is having headache, leg pain, back pain, vomiting, difficulty in breathing, so if he is having some symptoms like this, so he should not ignore, but he should get a treatment from a doctor to know the cause of those conditions, what is happening in him. So that is called secondary prevention. In order to prevent those diseases, we must know what is the condition of the patient. The next one is next and the last one is tertiary prevention. In tertiary prevention, the person has already got affected with the disease, but now we can only help him with the treatment to make him have a little safer life and comfortable life, to protect him from those symptoms that are occurring in him. That is, if he is having pain, we will be providing him with a pain medication. If he is having breathlessness, we will be giving him the medicines that will help him to breathe properly. So these are the 4 levels of prevention. Then we'll see the first one, primordial prevention. Consists of actions and measures that inhibit the emergence of risk factors in the form of environmental, economic, social and behavioral conditions, and cultural patterns of living, etc. Example, discouraging children from adopting harmful lifestyles to avoid hypertension, obesity, etc. So this is what primordial hypertension means. You could have seen whenever the small children are playing in the mud, often the parents say not to play in the mud because there are certain bacteria present in the mud. If those bacteria are going in the nail, and if they goes in the stomach, they will be having stomach cramping. So this is what primordial prevention means. Before the disease condition has happened, we have to prevent. For that reason only, the parents does not allow the children to play in the mud. Then we'll see the second one, that is primary prevention. Actions taken prior to the onset of disease which remove the possibility that disease will ever occur. It signifies interventions in the pre-pathogenesis phase of a disease or health problem. Primary prevention may be accomplished by measures of health promotion and specific protection. So in this condition also, you are not having any disease condition, same as primordial. In primordial also the person is not affected, and in primary also the person is not affected. That means he is not sick. But in primordial we are trying to avoid the risk factors that can happen. But in primary prevention, the person is having the chance of getting those conditions, and in order to save the person, we have to prevent the disease condition. You can take, for example, certain disease conditions are hereditary or genetic, that is, you get from your parents. For example, if your parent in your family somebody is having cancer, then it is 50% chance is there that it might transfer from the genes with the help of the genes to the children. So the children is also having chance of getting cancer in the future. So it is better to have regular consultation with the doctor in order to avoid the emergence of the cancer cell in the patient. That is known as primary prevention. Before the cancer happens, you can get a checkup and you can know about it, because cancer is always come to know when it is in the fourth stage. If the person is already alert with that condition, so he can take proper treatment before the occurrence of the disease. This is the example of primary prevention. Then we'll see the secondary prevention. Action which halts the progress of a disease and its incipient stage and prevents complication. The specific interventions are early diagnosis and adequate treatment. Early diagnosis includes screening tests and case finding programs. So in secondary prevention, the person is already affected with the disease, but he should not wait for the moment when the disease gets worse. So that means whenever you are having any small disease, any small problems, like you can say when the old peoples are having difficulty in breathing, or they cannot walk properly and have pain in the knees, so they should better get a treatment from a doctor to know about their condition. They should not ignore those health conditions, because it might get severe later on. So this is what secondary prevention means, early diagnosis. You should better get a treatment from a good doctor to know the condition of your stage, and that is known as secondary prevention. Then we'll see the continuation. Attempts to restore health by seeking out unrecognized disease and treating it before irreversible pathological changes take place, and reverse communicability of infectious disease. It thus protects others in the community from acquiring the infection and thus provides advance. Secondary prevention for the infected ones and the primary prevention for their potential contacts. You can take example of secondary prevention. Now there is a corona infection going on, so whenever there is you can take the example of the hospital. Whenever a patient comes in the hospital and it is known that he is in particular ward, so what they are doing, they are doing quarantine to all the present staffs and doctors, those who are present there, whether they are affected or not affected, but they are being quarantine. So that is what secondary prevention, in order to stop the spread of infection from one to another, they are doing quarantine to that 10 or 12 staffs in order to protect the other from those infections. So this is what secondary prevention is. And the last one is tertiary prevention. In tertiary prevention, the person is already affected with the disease, but how can we help him? By the treatment what he is having problem. Whatever the treatment patient is having symptoms, we can help him with the treatment of those symptoms. All measures available to reduce or limit impairments and disabilities, and to promote patient's judgment to irremediable conditions when the disease process has advanced beyond its early stage. It is used when the disease process has advanced beyond its early stage. That means already the disease condition has happened, and you can only help the patient with the help of the treatment. Whatever problem is having, you can help him with the medication. So these are the 4 stages in level of prevention. Then we'll see mode of intervention, how you're going to plan for the help. So intervention means any attempt to intervene or interrupt the usual sequence in the development of the disease in man. That is, you are going to help the patient in those levels of prevention. So intervention in primary prevention is health promotion and specific protection. So here in primary prevention, you are going to help the patient to give health promotion. How you can do health promotion? By giving health education. In health education, you are educating the people about the disease conditions. Like you can say diabetes is occurring in the patient when the patient is having obesity or he is not having any proper diet. So by telling these things to the people, you will help them to control their diet, and which will help them to prevent from the diabetes mellitus. Then specific protection. Specific protection means to protect from some diseases. Then secondary prevention is early diagnosis and treatment. I have already told you to get proper and continuous checkup in order to avoid those disease conditions. Then tertiary prevention, disability limitations and rehabilitation. That means if the person is having certain problems and you have come to know about it, so it is better to have proper treatment. You can take the example of diabetes mellitus only. If the person is having diabetes mellitus, so you can in tertiary prevention, you can help him with the medication. That is, he can be regular with his insulin injections and with the diet which will help him to control of the disease. It will help him to control his glucose level. So these are certain interventions you are going to help with the patients. You can see here the good quote, that is quote, if you don't fight for what you want, then don't cry for what you lost. That means health is everyone's priority, and the person itself is responsible for its own health. That means I am responsible for my own health, and you people are responsible for your own health. If you are not taking care of yourself, nobody can help you with that. That means if you want to have prevention in primary stage, that is in your hand, and if you want to help, you want to get treatment in the tertiary stage, that is your own decision. So this is all what we can do. We can save our own self with the help of our own work schedules. So in today's class, we have seen the levels of prevention, and then there are 4 prevention. That is primordial prevention, primary prevention, secondary prevention, and tertiary prevention. Then we have seen the interventions, how we can help the patients in those stages. So that's all for the today's class. Thank you to all the students.